Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a video covering Banners of Valor 2026, where we're going to go through the Earn Challenge for how you get points and flags, the event mode so you can see how that plays, and then we're going to go through the new tanks that are currently available through Banners of Valor, as well as all the tanks that you can earn for your flags. We'll show you where to redeem the flags for tanks as well, and free camos and stuff like that as well in the store. And basically, the way that this video is going to pan out is that the first section will be going through the articles so that we talk through it and you can see the challenges, how you earn the points and stuff like that. And then for the second section, we'll go into the garage where you can actually physically see where you can then go and redeem the flags for the tanks and for all the other goodies as well. And also where you can select your coupon and select a nation to be able to earn more points as well in the game, so that you can physically see where you have to go see it, because that's the best way to show you, basically. So if you do like the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help out the channel. And yeah, the third section of the video, naturally, will also then just be gameplay from the event mode itself. So, Banners of Valor Earn Challenge and Event Mode. This is where you can get a lot of tanks for free. And the way about that is just to spend as much time as possible grinding out your flags or your points to be able to then get flags or free chests, because that's the way that this event was last year. It was a very, very lucrative event. It's not quite as lucrative this year because they've nerfed the earn potential, right? Because you can't quite get as much stuff as easily for the flags, but it's still very, very lucrative depending on how much time you put into the game. So if you don't have much time, you're probably not going to get much out of it. But if you have a lot of time, you're going to be able to earn a lot of flags and get lots of free goodies, which is why Banners of Valor was so good last year, because you managed to get so much for free. It was great. And it's not really surprising that they nerfed the earn rate of some of the stuff, because it was exceptionally lucrative, and I don't think they realised how they set the event up for that either. So there we go. So with Banners of Valor, the Earn Challenge, so it starts on the 30th of June, which is when I'm making this video, and it ends on the 21st of July. So we're basically going for 3 to 4 weeks. So you've got a good amount of time to go grinding. The way I would suggest for a lot of people will be to go in Era 3 of Cold War and grind in co-op, because the games end a lot quicker and it's easier to get stuff like the damage. That's probably the easiest ways to be able to do this, but you can actually, this year, be able to do it through the event mode as well quite easily, whereas last year I don't think you could actually do it through the event mode as easily, because it only had one challenge, and then the others were for multiplayer. Now you can do it in most of them, but we'll see when we get there. So each day, starting at 10 UTC, you'll be asked to choose a new nation, World War II, or affiliation, so for Cold War, that you want to pledge your allegiance to for that day. You can choose the same nation / affiliation day after day, or choose different ones on different days. It's up to you. So this is the same as it was last year, where you will be getting a lot of free camos, which is nice, because then, you know, you don't have to pay lots of silver to be able to put permanent camo on. So getting lots of free camo is nice. Important: to earn points for Banners of Valor Nation daily points goal, you must choose a nation affiliation at the start of the day. And you cannot switch. So you cannot switch your nation until the following day when it resets. So bear that in mind. Once you've picked, you've picked. That's that. Once you've made your choice, you'll receive that nation's Join the Fight emblem and complete 4 voucher Patriotic 24 camo set. So as you can see here, that's the USA one, that's the British one, that's the Soviet one, French, German, Japanese, Swedish, Polish, Italian, Chinese, and the Czech. And for Cold War, you've got the Eastern Alliance, Western Alliance, and the Independent one as well. So you can basically, out of any of these sets, you can just get loads of these sets each day by just picking your nation. So don't forget to do that. Once you've chosen your nation or affiliation, it's time to battle. Here are the goals you can complete to earn Banners of Valor points. So the Points Nation Daily, so you can earn 250 base XP, and that will get you 2 Banners of Valor points. You must play a tank from the nation / affiliation you have chosen for that day, and it's available from 10:01 UTC. So that's after the reset on UTC. If you want to see what your time zone is compared to UTC, just Google it and you'll get that. Base XP means XP that is earned before any multipliers are added, such as premium account, daily wins, boosters, and so on. You've got points, top 7, which is place in the top 7 XP earners on your team in a battle. And that will give you 5 points, so that's not nation affiliated. And you can do that in Cold War or World War II. I've just done that the opposite way around, but you get the point. And it's available in multiplayer, co-op, and the special event only. So you can do that one in the event mode, as well as in multiplayer and in co-op. So last year, like I say, that was pretty much only available in multiplayer or co-op. I could be getting confused with another event, but I'm pretty sure it was only available in multiplayer and co-op, whereas you could do that one and one of the others. I think it had its own event earn, essentially. But yeah, you can place in the top 7 XP earners on your team in a battle, and you can do it in all 3, and that will get you 5 Banners of Valor points. And for damage, it's deal 5,000 or more damage in any number of battles, and that earns you 3 Banners of Valor points. Now, this is why I say for this, it's quite easy to do it, or to be able to keep getting points racking up very, very quickly by playing Cold War co-op. Because if you play something like the Asario, and you play in co-op, the games are over pretty quickly, and it's not too difficult to pick up 5,000 damage in Cold War co-op. But this one stacks. So the same as last year, it stacks. So if you got 15,000 damage, for example, against the bots in co-op, you'll get 9 points. Because it's in any number of battles, so it does stack. So you can just keep the points rolling in that way. Okay, so bear that in mind. That one stacks. That's really good for getting multiple points, depending on the game you have in Cold War co-op. But like I say, that's also pretty good for the event mode, where there is respawns as well, because that means that when you are playing, especially when we get the Era 2 or Era 1 or Era 3, whatever it is next week, you will be able to respawn and just keep damage flowing all the time, so you can build up damage pretty quickly in the event mode as well. So that one will be able to get you a lot of points depending on the mode you play, which is quite nice. Once you've racked up enough points, it's time to choose your rewards from the reward drops shown on the Challengers tab. You can choose the same reward more than once. Choose wisely. Once you make your selection, it cannot be reversed. You must redeem your points before the server restart on Tuesday, July 21st. They disappear after that. So yeah, remember, before July 21st, you must spend your points and your flags before July 21st, because once that hits then on server reset Tuesday, they will be gone on July 21st. So remember to spend your flags. Always remember that. Check out the rewards below. So for Alpha, at 30 Banners of Valor points, you'll get a season point, which no one's really going to pick at this point, realistically. At 65 Banners of Valor points at Bravo, you'll get 500 flags. At Charlie, for 125 Banners of Valor points, you'll get 3 days of premium. At Delta, which is 275 Banners of Valor points, you'll get 1 war chest. At Echo, for 425 Banners of Valor points, you'll get 5,000 flags. At Foxtrot, for 600 Banners of Valor points, you'll get 750,000 silver. At Golf, for 750 Banners of Valor points, you'll get 4 chests, which is available twice per account. And that's what made me hesitate for there, because that was different. Last year, you could just keep redeeming over and over and over and over and over again. This can be selected twice per day per account. So you can still get quite a lot of chests, but you got to remember to log in and do it every day, pretty much, which is where they've sort of time-gated it a little bit and made it a little bit harder to keep the chests rolling in. So, yeah, that's a little bit poopy compared to last year, but again, fully expected something like that because it was very, very lucrative last year. So, yeah, 750 points, you'll be able to get 4 chests, so you can do that twice per day, so you'll be able to get 8 chests. So, technically, you'll be able to get 10 chests per day from the Banners of Valor chests, or whatever they're called. And that's where the new tanks, or at least 2 of them, are as well. And at 1,000 Banners of Valor points, you're able to get 15,000 flags, which then you can go spending in the Banners of Valor store, which, if there's quite a few tanks in that Banners of Valor store that you don't have, you're going to be constantly going for that, because there is so much in that store that you can pick up for free, especially if you're newer and you've not been around for as long. You have a lot of stuff that you can get for free, which is always why this event is so, so good. So for the Banner Bounty event mode, our Banner Bounty event mode is back. So this is basically like kill confirmed. In fact, it is kill confirmed, in that once you've picked up a kill, you can then go and pick up the flag that they drop, and that's how your team will win, because that's the points. So you can join a banner bounty event either from the games mode select screen or by clicking play button on the Banners of Valor storefront. Destroy enemy tanks for 1 point and collect the banners they drop for 2 more. And pick up your fallen teammates' banners to keep them out of enemy hands. So you get a point for killing an enemy tank, and you collect the banners, they will give you 2 points. So basically every kill is worth 3 if you manage to go pick up the flag. The first team to collect 30 points wins. So basically, kill 10 tanks, right? Each week of Banners of Valor will feature a different banner bounty event with different restrictions, requirements, and maps. Stay tuned for more info about the next ones. So the one that's going off this week is sadly a bit of a pain, and realistically I won't play it that much, and I don't think most people will, and that's because it's tier 8 to tier 9, which kind of sucks, and the reason for that is that it's just Night Stalker Central. Having played it, it's Night Stalker Central, which means that you're just going to have Night Stalkers after Night Stalkers after Night Stalkers after Night Stalkers. I think I had a couple of games where I had at least 3 in a game on the enemy team, and you sit there going, well, cool, fun. So they've kind of killed it for the first week. But like I say, next week will probably be the Cold War version, whether that be Era 1, Era 2, Era 3, which will, again, make it easier for earning points, which is quite nice. But you can play all of the classes except for artillery. Respawns are enabled. It's 15 minutes, but again, it doesn't really last that long because it's 30 points, 7v7, and the maps available are Wide Park, Himmelsdorf, Pilsen, Ghost Town, Mines, Port, and Ensk. And boosters, you can use only commander boosters, which means you can still make a decent amount of commander XP from this mode. And if you want to earn some extra flags and even Winged Devil season points, here's an extra challenge that you might want to try. Banners Collect, which is win 5 battles, and you'll get 200 flags, and a Winged Devils season point, so it helps you along with your season journey as well as getting 200 flags. Banners of Valor tank coupons. So this year will also be directly purchase one of the 2 Banners of Valor exclusive premium tanks that would normally be only available in war chests or in the mega bundle. So there's 2 tanks. One is brand new, one is from last year, and that is the XM57 Tank Destroyer, which is very, very good. That's 8,500 gold, and the brand new American Tier 9 H3 120mm heavy tank, which is 14,000 gold. So I'm going to go over the tanks that are available now in the Banners of Valor for 2026, and that is naturally, so you can only get the XM57, from the war chests, the mega bundle, or this tank coupon. Now, tank coupon is wrong name. Realistically, it shouldn't be called a coupon. A coupon would be like a voucher for us British, which is you get a coupon, you can then buy the specific item, but for like 10, 20, 30% off, whatever it is. That's what a coupon is. Tank coupon is wrong in terms of names. It should be tank unlock or tank token. Something like that, right? Gives you the option to go purchase it. So when you pick your coupon, as they've called it, you have to pick that from the challenges tab, and it will unlock this vehicle to direct purchase it from the premium tech tree. So go find it on the premium tech tree, that's where it is, and that's where you can then go purchase the vehicle. So bear that in mind. In terms of Banners of Valor itself, you've got the H3 120mm, which is the brand new vehicle for this, and again, it's only in war chests or the mega bundle, or you get it through this coupon. So I will be reviewing the H3 because you can just decide to direct purchase it if you want to, which is good. You've got the XM1 Chrysler, which is the free Cold War tank from the flag store, and you've got the Brennos, which will be the tier 8 French heavy tank, which will be the free World War II tank that you can pick from the store. But bear in mind that the Chrysler is available now. The Brennos is available from July 14th, which is around Bastille Day, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, if you're thinking, where's the World War II option? It will be available on July 14th, as well as having the Egalite alongside it as well. So do bear that in mind. So those are 2 new tanks, along with the H3 120mm. The other one is that there is the Hunter, which is Night Stalker 2.0, but with way worse armor, but then not address the damage capacity of the Night Stalker. So yeah, great job, but there we go. And then you've got the H3 175mm, which is an Era 2 vehicle. It's basically the H3, but with a 175mm gun in Era 2. And those 2 are only available in the Mega Bundle or in the war chests. As for that, I won't review those 2 tanks until after the Banners of Valor event, because I'm not advocating for going and just buying billions of chests to try and get those 2 vehicles. So I will review those after Banners of Valor so that you can see what they're capable of, see how to take them out, and just so you know all about them when you see them out in the battlefield. Because the likelihood is you'll probably see quite a few, because like with all war chests that go into this game, people buy them like hotcakes, which is why we keep getting them back. So, yeah, I will review those after the event so that you know the capabilities, so you know all the good stuff about those vehicles. But again, that's actually if I get them, because I'm not purchasing the chests myself. I will be grinding my little booty off to try and get the free chests and see if I can get them for free out of the chest. So, yeah, we'll see if we get lucky for that. But with that out of the way, that's the new tanks that are available. If you've got the special as well, which is from the 1st of July to the 22nd of July, you've got some Valor medals, which is for having 5,000 or more flags, redeeming 3 points, basically little medals to commemorate the fact that you took part in Banners of Valor 2026. But yeah, that's Banners of Valor. That's the articles. They're the new tanks that have come out that are chest only, except for the H3, which again you do get the tank coupon for. That's the nations that you can pick and the camos that you'll get. That's how you earn the points. Let's now go and get ourselves into the garage part. So if we flick that off, here we are on the free-to-play, because I went and selected all the stuff for my main and went, oh yeah, I wanted to show that off, didn't I? So here we are in the garage. How do you go to the Valor store, for example? Well, you go to Valor here. You've got the play event, store, war chests, how to play, and redeem. So if you go to store, this is where you can then go get your bits and bobs from the store itself. So as you can see, you've got the XM1 Chrysler, which is the brand new vehicle. It's very similar to the XM1 GM, but this is the other prototype version that was the competing one with the GM. And in fact, I think was the one that actually won to go on to make the Abrams, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so it's actually slightly different in the way the tank is. But that one's the one that is free in the Flags store. You got the XM800T, which was from last year. The SFAC 105, which is a ridiculous tank and is in the Flag store for 8,500 flags. So if you've done your Path of the Nations, you can get that straight away if you missed out on that. You got the Sentinel, which was one of the ones that was available last year in chests, if I'm not mistaken. The Minuteman, the Falcon T92, the Alpine Tiger, the WZ-111 Qilin, which is 22,500 gold, which is the tier 10 Chinese heavy tank, which is a solid heavy tank. And again, if you're earning this many flags to be able to go get tanks, that is well worth picking up, especially for how expensive it would be normally if you were to go pick it up. You got the Fatherland, the Draugen, the Zhishka, the Bogatyr, the Tiger One Hammer, the Wojciech, the Orochi, and the Frostbite. So there is some pretty solid tanks in this lineup to be able to go and pick. So remember that the Brennos and the Egalite will join this list of tanks to buy when we hit the July 14th window. So bear that in mind. If you are wanting to pick up the new World War II tank, wait until the July 14th with your flags, and then you can pick it up then. But yeah, in terms of the tanks that are in here, I mean, you've got the Draugen, which is an absolute boss. I love this vehicle. You can pick that up. SFAT 105 is one of the OP tanks in the game. It's free to pick up, which means it's going to probably have lots of these flooding the matchmaker again. You got the Sentinel, which is actually a pretty solid Era 2 double tap. It's not an amazing tank, but it's to be honest, it's pretty well balanced. It's just a decent vehicle. XM800T, which has had a lot of changes in recent times, and I will have a video covering that. In fact, I'll have a video trying to cover every single tank in this store in the coming weeks, so that you know what they're all about. We're going to try our best, but it's time permitting, realistically, because we've been very busy, having been away at Tank Fest and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to try and get videos out on all of this stuff. And then you've got the camos that are currently, these are the pin-up skins that are in the appearance tab. You can go get the pin-up skins for a lot of these vehicles, as well as picking up as many of the nation camos as you want. So if there's a pin-up skin that you've always wanted, they're in there for 2,000 flags as well. You've got garage gear, which is the fireworks display, flag memorial, and the USA decor for the 250th anniversary of the USA. You've got commanders to pick up for flags, And then, naturally, you've got the war chest. So, yeah, this event is very, very lucrative. If you can just keep picking up flags, you will get so much stuff for free. You can essentially just ignore the chests, right? And as long as you're not bothered about the stuff that's in the chests, you can get so much stuff for free out of this. And especially since something like the Sentinel, for example, that I can't remember, I don't think you could pick that up except for in a chest. That is going to be a good one for people to be able to go out and get as well. That will make you very good silver, which is nice. And then you've got all of the camos. You can basically pick up so many free camos that you don't ever have to really worry about putting camo on your tank again, because you'll get so many. It's always very, very nice. So you've got redeem. If you press redeem, it will take you straight to the challenges tab. So if you're in the garage, all you need to do is press RB or whatever it is on PlayStation, go to challenges, move over to event challenge, and this is where you pick your coupon to be able to buy either the XM57 or the H3 120mm. Now, the H3 120mm is very expensive at 14,000 gold, so pick wisely. The XM57 is a very good tier 8 premium. I've already released a video a couple of weeks ago, but I'm probably going to release another video on it just to, keep in line with releasing a video on all of the tanks in this. But I like that, the fact that you can go pick one of these, well, at least one of the new tanks, to be able to just go buy rather than it just being locked behind chests. So, yeah, you can go pick these. So if you want to, you can pick the coupon for the tank you want. So I'm just going to pick the XM57. I'm not going to buy it because we're on the free-to-play account, but I can pick it. Once you've selected, you are unable to change your choice. Bear that in mind. Once you've picked one of these two tanks, you can't then go pick the other one, and you cannot change the tank you've selected. That's it. You are done. So if you pick the wrong one, you're screwed. You can't pick the other one. So make sure you are picking the correct vehicle, okay? So once you've pressed that and you've got the XM57, there you go, the coupon's there. I can then go over to the premium tech tree, and if I then press tier 8, TD, American, there it is for 8,500 gold in the premium tech tree. I can then purchase it, okay? That's how you find the vehicle that you picked for the coupon. It will then let you go to the premium tech tree where you can go purchase the vehicle. So that's how you find that. And in terms of the rest of it, you go to event challenges. You can go down to here, and this is where you will pick your nation daily. So I will then pick choose independence. Bam. There we go. I get my camo. And you've just got to bear with that bug. That's a bug, pretty much. If you tab out and tab back in, the challenges will reappear. And that is also how you select and spend your points. So once you've got enough points and it's filled the bar, I'll have 275 points. I can click on Delta and it will let me pick my chest. Or I'll pick my 5,000 flags. Or pick my 750,000 silver, right? This is where you redeem your points to be able to get goodies from this event. And that's pretty much the Banners of Valor. From the articles to the garage. If you want to go straight to Banners of Valor, you can, in the standard garage section, just press RT and LT together, and Bob's your uncle, you'll be in the event mode, where you can pick your tank to then be able to go and play the event. So what I'm going to do now is send you into the replay, where you can watch how this event plays, because like I say, it has respawns, it's like kill confirmed, you just pick the flag up and you'll get more points, and then you can see what that event is all about, hopefully with less Night Stalkers. So as always, everybody, I'll see you in the replay. So here we are in the replay, in the Banners of Valor event mode. We're in the Contender, because the Contender is a very, very good tank for this mode, because you've got the double barrel, you hit hard, you've got pretty good penetration, your armor's pretty solid, and because the maps are fairly small, it doesn't really matter about your heavy tank mobility. You can just go around, double barreling, and just rack up damage pretty quickly. And this tank is very good for consistently pushing out that 4 to 5 to 6k damage in this event mode, because you are constantly pushing up that damage. And because you are a double barrel, just like if you're in the Night Stalker, which there's plenty of in this mode, or you're in something like the Cobra, or any kind of auto-loader in general, if you die and then respawn, you will basically load with a clip ready to go. So, when you die with the Contender, you load with both guns barreled. Yes, that is the way we go with English, okay? Because remember, English is hard. Both guns are barreled. Yes. Well done, Brain. Well done. But yeah, we're in the contender. We're on this event mode. Like I say, this event mode is basically kill confirmed. So once you start to pick up kills, you'll see little flags spawn where the enemy tank dies. You want to be able to go pick up that flag, and that'll get you extra points. If one of your allies dies, you want to go then pick up the flag that they drop so that the enemy team is denied 2 extra points. So you can see the flag floating above where I just killed the HWK. That's where you want to go pick up. We're now going to flounder with the... Well, we have been floundering with the Night Stalker here, which we've been trying to pen with our standard. But it's just not been going well. We're trying to shoot underneath the gun. Doesn't work. Lower plate. Doesn't work. So we've gone, okay, screw this, Mr. Night Stalker. I'm going to load gold. And we're going to fire straight through your lower plate. Because that's what you should do when you go against Night Stalkers. Because it's really the only way to deal with them properly when you are frontally on. So, yeah, pain. That's probably the biggest problem and biggest criticism, realistically, of the event mode for this week, in particular, is the fact that it is tier 9. It should have just been tier 8 only. I get that they did it for tier 9, because then you could go play the H3 120mm if you did purchase it. That's probably the reasoning. But tier 9 is just flooded by Night Stalkers, and we've already had that with one of the event modes that's been run. It just doesn't make it any fun to play, so no one really plays it by that point. So, yeah, pain. As we then bounce a premium round off of the gun mantler of the Night Stalker, which is the flat part where I expected to be able to pen it. And then bounce off his lower plate as well, because why not? 303 pen. Great. Very, very balanced tank. It's glorious that they've released another one unskinned. But then again, that tank has far worse armor, and you can actually pen it really easily, which is quite nice. It just puts out damage the same as that Night Stalker, which is ridiculously fast. But yeah, this whole Banners of Valor event generally is a really, really solid event for being able to pick up lots of stuff for free. I mean, the tanks in the Valor store, quite a few of them have been given away in the past, but there's a lot of people that are knocking around that have never actually been able to earn those tanks, or weren't around when they ran in earn ops and stuff. Being able to earn a tier 10 for that free flag currency is always great as well, because that's, what, 22k gold for the Chilin normally? It's ridiculously expensive. That is the best way to be able to pick up your tier 10 premium tanks. Wait for them to become free like that. I mean, you've got great tanks like the SVAT 105, which is overpowered, for example. You've got the Chilin, which is solid, Draugen, which is a lot of fun. You know, there's quite a few good tanks in there, and being able to pick up either the new tank, which is the XM1 Chrysler, or the Brennos is also pretty good. Banners of Valor generally is a really solid event. It's just a shame that it is kind of like Winterfest in the way that you do end up having some of the new content locked behind chests, which is always pretty horrid to deal with. Never going to go against people who buy the chests, because naturally they've unlocked the ability to use disposable income, which is a great perk to have. And no one should tell you what to do with your own income, right? You decide whether you want to purchase the stuff. But if you don't like the way that the chests are, you don't like the system for which they have started to go with, which is, you know, putting new content in chests, then don't buy the chests, because the more you buy them, the more they go, oh, there's a lot of money coming in, and therefore they then start to lock more content behind chests, which is just a never-ending cycle of poo, right? So it's one of those things. I don't like it, which is why I don't buy the chests. I just earn as many for free as I can and see if I get lucky. But like with Winterfest, I didn't get lucky. I didn't get the Frost Warden at all. I don't own that vehicle. I've never played it because I didn't get it. So yeah, it's one of those things, which is why I say with the new tanks, for example, I won't review the Hunter or the H3 175mm unless I get lucky, get them out of chest, and then I'll review them after the event, so that again everyone has the info of how to take them out, what to do if you see them, what their ability is when they fight you, because naturally you could come against something like the Hunter and then see it looks like the Night Stalker and go, oh no, I can't do anything against that, and then just run away. Whereas realistically, the Hunter will do a lot of damage to you very quickly, because yeah, its damage capacity is mental, like the Night Stalker. But its armor is a lot worse, which makes it a lot easier to be able to pen, which means you don't have the problem that I was having earlier where I'm bouncing 300 pen off its lower plate or its turret front, which is annoying, right? So yeah, there is that goes for it. But yeah, so I'll review those after the event if I get lucky and get them, because obviously there's a chance that I might not actually get those tanks, and so I can't play them. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's Banners of Valor. I do hope that this guide that I've made, this is essentially a guide for the event, has helped so that you can see where you redeem stuff, because I've already seen a lot of confused people with where you go buy the tank if you've already redeemed your coupon, or where you go get the tanks for flags from the store, where the store is, all that sort of good stuff. So hopefully it's helped. As always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Great success!